Hello my dear students, this is Pallavi Borde. I am an assistant professor in chemistry in Modern College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Shivajinagar, Pune. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic, that is how to find R and S configuration of a molecule. This concept R and S configuration you must have heard in stereochemistry. So let us begin with the topic.
So first we'll start with the basic definition of stereochemistry. What is stereochemistry? It is a branch of chemistry which deals with the three-dimensional arrangement of an atom around the chiral center. So whenever we talk about stereochemistry, we have to take into consideration these three concepts, that is two-dimensional molecule, three-dimensional molecule and a chiral center. Now we'll see what is the basic difference between two-dimensional molecule and a three-dimensional molecule. Two-dimensional molecule, it is simply a planar molecule, while three-dimensional molecule, it is a non-planar molecule. So I request you all to please look at this diagram to understand the difference between 2D and 3D molecule. So this molecule can be called as non-planar molecule or three-dimensional molecule because this carbon is attached to A, B, C and D. Can you see the difference between the bonds? There are different type of bonds present in this molecule. The bond with A and B are simple lines which indicates the bonds are in the plane. And look at C and D. These are different kind of bonds. These are not simple bonds. So the bond with C is kind of a dark line. So this is called as wedge bond. Whereas the bond with D, it is dotted line called as dotted bond. So what does it indicate? The bond with C, it is coming towards you whenever we have wedge bond, and whenever we have dotted bond, it is going away from you. So in this molecule, two bonds are in the plane while two bonds with C and D, they are going out of the plane. So as a whole, this molecule is called as non-planar molecule or three-dimensional molecule. The next concept is chiral center. What is chiral center? It is an atom which is attached to four different groups. Again, come to this diagram. This carbon is attached to A, B, C and D. So this carbon at the center can be called as chiral center or a stereo center. So this is our topic. What is R and S configuration of a molecule? So basically it tells you about the arrangement of four different groups around the chiral center. Means how these four different groups are attached with your chiral center, whether they are in the plane, whether they are out of the plane. So we have R configuration and S configuration. R means rectus, that is the right-handed arrangement of all the atoms around chiral center, and S is sinister, that is left-handed arrangement of all the atoms around the chiral center. This R configuration gives you clockwise arrangement while S configuration gives you anti-clockwise arrangement. Here I have shown these two diagrams of the arrows. Look at the direction of these moving arrows. So if we say the R configuration, the arrow is moving in a clockwise manner, whereas in S configuration it is moving in anti-clockwise manner. Whenever we study any concept, we have to follow some rule. To assign R or S configuration, we have CIP rule, which tells you about how to assign R or S configuration to a molecule in a stepwise manner. So let us have a look. What is CIP rule? It is Kahn-Ingold-Prelog rule, and these are different steps which you are going to follow. The first step is identify chiral center in your molecule. Then the next step is give priority to all the four groups attached to chiral center according to their decreasing atomic number. This is very important. According to what you are going to give priority to all the four groups attached? According to their decreasing atomic number. Means what? The atom which is having highest atomic number will get highest priority, means first priority, then second, third, fourth and so on. The next step is you are going to draw an arrow going through first, second and third priority group. don't consider fourth priority group here. I'll repeat. Once you give the priority to all the four groups attached to your chiral center, you are going to draw an arrow going through first, second and third priority group. Don't consider fourth priority group here. Then look at the direction of the moving arrow. Either it will be clockwise or anti-clockwise. If the direction of moving arrow is clockwise, it will give you R configuration. And if the direction of moving arrow is in anti-clockwise manner, it will give you S configuration. But this is not your final answer because we have not taken into consideration the fourth priority group. So this is last step and very important step in which you are going to consider the fourth priority group. So look at the fourth priority group. Whatever answer you have got in this previous step is going to confirm by the fourth priority group. So if fourth priority group is below the plane and if suppose you have got R configuration in this step, so R is going to remain R, and if you have got S configuration in the previous step, S is going to remain S. And if fourth priority group is above the plane and if you have got R configuration in this step, it is going to change, means R changes to S, or if you have got S configuration, S is going to change into R. Now these are general example for explanation. Look at this first example. Here we have said that this molecule is showing you R configuration. How? Let us follow the CIP rule. Now the first step is identify chiral center. This is your chiral center which is attached to four different groups. These four different groups are A, B, C and D, and I have given here the priority order. A is having higher priority than B, then C, then D. So according to this priority order, we are going to give numbers to these A, B, C, D groups. So A is first priority group, B is second priority group, C is third priority group and D is fourth priority group. This is your second step. What is third step? You are going to draw an arrow going through 1, 2 and 3. Then the next step is look at the direction of moving arrow. If it is moving clockwise, it will give you R configuration. As this arrow is moving clockwise, it will give you R configuration. But how will you confirm the answer? Looking at fourth priority group. If it is below the plane, R configuration is going to remain R. Do we have the fourth priority group below the plane? Yes, we have. So R configuration is your final answer for this example. Now look at this diagram. We are saying that it is having S configuration. Again we will follow CIP rule. The first step is identify chiral center. Yes, this is our chiral center because it is attached to four different groups. These groups are A, B, C, D, and here we have their priority order. So according to this priority order, A will get first rank, then B, then C and then D. Then we are going to draw an arrow going through 1, 2 and 3. Now look at the direction of moving arrow. It is moving anti-clockwise. So the answer can be S. We have not confirmed our answer because we have not taken into consideration the fourth priority group. Okay, till now we have got the answer can be S. Now we look at the fourth priority group. It is below the plane. So S configuration is going to remain S. Means this example is having S configuration. Now consider next example. Again we are going to follow CIP rule. Identify chiral center because it is attached to four different groups A, B, C, D, and this is the priority order. Then we have given numbers. A is having highest priority, then we have B, then C and then D. Then draw an arrow going through A, B and C. It is moving in clockwise direction. So answer can be R. Now consider fourth priority group. Do we have this group below the plane? No, because now the bond between C and D is wedge bond, which indicates the D is above the plane or coming towards you. So D is above the plane, so our answer is going to change. What was our answer? Our answer was R, but now it is going to change to S. So here I have written R changes to S configuration, but in exam you are going to write the compound is having S configuration. Now the next thing, this example, can you think about this example? It is very easy. We are saying the example is having this configuration, S changes to R. How? Again according to CIP rule. This is chiral center because it is attached to 4 different groups A, B, C, D. This is the priority order. So we have given number A, B, C and D. Then we are drawing an arrow. This is the moving arrow. The direction of moving arrow is anti-clockwise. Your answer can be S. How will you confirm answer? By looking at 4th priority group. Now this is above the plane because the bond is wedge bond. This is called as above the plane or coming towards you. So your answer is going to change now. What answer we have got? It was S, but now it is going to change. So S changes to R and R is your final answer for this kind of exam.